Okay, I'm back. Finally doing Virgo rising. And by the way, this is Virgo rising in the birth chart slash natal chart. Yeah. So to begin, I just want to say that Virgo risings are definitely a dynamic type of individuals, type of people. And I mean to the point and to the level that a lot of other people would not know, not just by looking at you. And as a matter of fact, it almost comes off like Virgo risings are judged. And I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say misjudged. And with people's perception that they often project onto you, because they may look at you, they may look at your profession, they may look at your skill set, they may look at your attire and the way you dress, the fact that you tatted up, and they may make this assumption, right? Just like, and these things can be separate but joined together. For instance, looking at you, looking at your tats, looking at your style, and then finding out what type of career you have, or like what it is that you do. Like, oh, you're a family man, or oh, you're a teacher or something. You get what I'm saying? Like, oftentimes people can misplace or like project a certain image onto Virgo risings that it's not them, like misjudging them. And the thing about it is, I look at it as Virgo risings don't really care. It's like, or they get to the point to where they don't really care. It's like, okay, whatever. And this could come, that point for everybody is different. That point of, being not taking it personal, or, not caring about what people think. I feel, not that you just don't care altogether, but I'm just saying you get to this point to where you're like, when you finally step into yourself and you just feel like, okay, this is the way I want to be, and you get to the point where you're just like, I'm not going to value other people's opinions over me, over myself. And I shouldn't have to explain that. And if you have not gotten to that point and you have not reached that point, you got to really think about the fact that that's what you should be working on, right? Because oftentimes too, I feel like Virgo risings limit themselves or hide themselves or play themselves short based off the fact that they don't want to be isolated, or they don't want to be distinctively set apart from other individuals. Okay, Virgo risings are thinkers, and there's always a lot more going on behind the surface with Virgo risings than meets the eye. And this is why you're oftentimes misjudged. Because you can seem like quite a loner. Even amongst a family, even amongst a group, you can seem quite often like the loner. But this is the thing. It's not that you know how to be social when you need to be. Some of you guys can be rather introverted too. But you're extroverted at the right times, at the times you need to be. So let's say you're an introverted person, introverted personality, and yet at work, at your job, they need a speaker or something. And you're the person that they get, and you're just on there and you're just talking, and you just seem so bubbly, and you just seem so extroverted and fun, which is you can be, but it's like you know how to be extroverted when you need to be extroverted. You do things to get the job done. You can be a lot of fun. You get what I'm saying? You have that other side to you that definitely rears its head when it needs to. I will say that. But still, yet and still, Virgo risings are intentionally self-preserved. it doesn't matter what they wear, how eccentric you feel like their attire could be. Like I said, they could be they could have all these features, but at the same time be rather reserved in their personality, in their demeanor. Like when I say personality, I mean their inner thinking. You get what I'm saying? Not what they're showing on the outside, but really their inner thinking. And they could think very deep. Like Virgo risings could definitely be like counselors, people to help you sort through your issues. Like if it's hard for you to make a decision on something, or a person that needs some sort of healing, or just like a listening ear. Someone to listen to. Virgo rising is that individual, is that person. And could be quite wise too, beyond his years. Virgo risings could be wise beyond his years. And that time where you feel like Virgo risings are like these loners, they just need time to themselves and they need space. And it could come off like a person feeling sorry for the fact that, oh my God, it's like people don't understand Virgo rising, in which a lot of times they don't. And I feel like up until a certain point, Virgo rising stop really caring whether a person is understanding them or not. But during those times where people could be feeling sorry, like thinking of you as some loner, thinking of you as someone that spends too much time alone or whatever, no, you just know when you want to isolate yourself. On the days when you don't have anything to do, it's perfectly fine. You'll go read, you'll go research, you'll go learn about things. Okay, taking in information. As a matter of fact, you guys could be good instructors as well, like working at the college level, or working at teaching something, talking about something, communicating something, being individuals that relate information to others, period. Or teach others or help others learn something. So that's the idea for some of you guys. Some of you guys, like, what is it that you're really skilled at and that you can turn on the camera and help other people learn? Because you could be very detail oriented. Now, sometimes, and I'm talking about to the point of where others could be like, oh my gosh, like Virgo rising could be fun. They could be my best buddy when I need them to be, but at the same time, they could be very detail oriented or critical. But the thing about it is, what people don't understand is how much you criticize yourself. Like Virgo risings will look at every detail of themselves and literally criticize themselves to pieces about how they're showing up. And this could be, make Virgo risings very calculated in their approach. Like, I feel like I'm feeling that right now. You know what I'm saying? And very strategic. So you could be tatted up, but at the same time, you could have thought through a lot of those tats that you got. Like, and been very detailed about it. And wanted it to be done a certain way. And what happens is, you hope that your attire, you hope that your persona tells the story for you. A certain story of your life, a certain story of who you are. And the people that want to find out more, they'll be interested. There'll be people that are interested in detail, that want to know more about you and say, hey, well, what is that? What is that about? Why did you choose that clothing? Like, did you create that? Like, what's going on? And it's very interesting seeing Virgo rising explain these details to people. Because depending on whether they want to deal with you or not, they might be like, oh, well, it's just little things, not much. I didn't put much thought into it, But very quirky, very intelligent. This is the thing, like, even coming out to other people, it can, your image, like publicly as well. You could seem like a bit eccentric, or listen, this is one side, like a one-sided extreme or the other. You could be seen as someone that's like, on one side of yourself, you could be indecisive and like leaving things out there to the open. And then on the other side, you could be very straight to the point, strategic, seem like you know what's going on, what it is that you want, how you want to do things, how you want things to go. So people sometimes don't quite know exactly how you're going to show up. But it's not that. It's, if people can get past a perception, they'll see like, okay, well, this is just, they're showing up this way. They're not really changing who they are. All of this is part of who they are. Their whole entire being. But Virgo risings, I'm going to tell you, you are here to definitely present this difference. It's almost like the yin and yang energy. It is the energy of duality. You're here to present that to the people, and you're here to have people understand themselves as a whole. You get what I'm saying? Have people see that two sides of the polarity actually come together to work together as a whole. There is no, because people sit there with duality and fight against themselves. And it's like, oh, well, you got to be this way. But you have to be this way, one way. You have to be this way if you're a teacher. Or you have to be this way if you're an astronaut. You have to be this race if you're, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to present yourself that way if you're, professional. And you are simply here saying, well, no. Like, all of this, even the shadow parts, make up ourselves. And I'm here expressing that. And I am teaching. Your body, your style, your approach is teaching people acceptance. Yeah, first you have to learn how to accept yourself, what I'm saying. And ultimately, it's teaching your body, your projection, who you are, how you show up, is ultimately a learning lesson for other people. Okay? And you have to learn to embrace who you are as a whole. And show up in the world that way as well. If you want others to understand that concept, like to fully, they don't have to fully understand you. But at the same time, it's just about the fact that they're just knowing, they're seeing, like, okay, well, this person is not one-dimensional. This person is more than just the image. But the image, the persona, is showing, is teaching, is projecting so much more. But as you go deeper, you get through the layers. But yeah, a lot of Virgo rising is going to be very attractive too, because of this, I want to say weirdness. Like, other people might be like, okay, yeah, it's something about Virgo rising that's like kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you have to learn to, or you do, march to the beat of your own drum. And there's something very attractive about that. Like your mind, and like drawing, sitting there all in your demeanor, the way that you do, and people, it's like drawing people in, and they want to talk to you, and they want to get to know you. Once they come around you, it's like very interesting. You're a very interesting individual. Okay, so I'm going to start there with Virgo rising. I'm not giving a norm. Like, I'm giving my own twist to it. It's not. It's stuff that I have learned about with basic astrology, in-depth astrology, and observations, my own observations. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah. And this has been Virgo rising. Please go ahead, subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be back